Welcome to video 2 of Think Like a Citizen Scientist, and even though this is our second video in the series, this one is also open to anybody who would like to learn more about some ways to do citizen science, especially if you happen to be up in the Connecticut region. I'm going to show you some citizen science projects that are going on in Connecticut, but a few of these overlap into New York, so if you're from Westchester, Putnam, or Dutchess County, this may also pertain to you, and I'd love to show you. On the other hand, if you just want to learn about Inaturalist and some places that you can do citizen science, this is a great video. So regardless of what level Girl Scout you are, this is sort of a general information. With that said, my younger friends, it is going to ask you to maybe set up accounts with Inaturalist or SciStarter, or both. And you might want to pull over mom, dad, grandma, grandpa, auntie, uncle, whoever's in charge of your cybersecurity, and help you set these sorts of things up so that you can be cyber safe. So without further ado, let's get started and talk a little bit about citizen science projects that are going on, especially for Citizen Science Month of April. So first off, happy Citizen Science Month, which is the month of April. Now, the word citizen science has been sort of contentious now, and we like to use the word community science, but we're very open-minded here. So by citizen science, we just mean anyone who is interested in helping with making observations to help scientists do experimentation and data collection. And a lot of the data collection that goes into citizen science or community science projects have to do with collecting data for the long term so that we can do things like track changes as they occur. The main focus of this video will be talking about Inaturalist and how it works and how you can use it to do a lot of really fun projects and help with scientific observation. So if you are in charge of your digital devices, please take a moment, go into your application store, your app store, and download Inaturalist so that you can get started and set up your account where you would make a little name and a little password to go with it. Now, without further ado, I'm going to let you pause and take care of that, and I'm just going to talk about how we make observations once you've set up your little citizen science account, and then I'll show you how to add projects so that you can take part in specific science activities that are going on. So once you've made the page, you're going to open it up, and it's going to look like this little opening headliner that I have here. So this is my screen name for the citizen science account. And you can see that I've already made some observations. And so it has my year review, but it doesn't matter about your year review. You can, be new and have nothing there, and you can start making observations. Now, the beauty of Inaturalist is all you have to do while you are out in the woods is take a picture. So all you have to do is take a picture, and then when you are back in Wi-Fi range, you can download that picture, so you don't have to do it in the woods. The other cool thing about Inaturalist is it can help you identify species, so you don't need to know what you're looking at, but you can take a picture of any biological thing and download it to Inaturalist. And the way that you do that is you click this little button down here, Observations, and it's going to open it up to this screen, which I've already filled in this second screen here, this little details screen, but it's going to open it up and it's going to be blank. You're going to click this little button with the plus sign, and that's going to let you add a picture. Once you've added a picture, it might start making suggestions of what it is that you took a picture of. Before you do that, it might help sort out what you're looking at by coming down below and making sure that your date is correct, making sure you put in your location. And so this is my location. You can see the location picture of some of these data points that I've made, and you can see that's my house, the little solar panels down here. You can also put in, and this is another nice thing, some of this citizen science is asking you to put down whether you cultivated things. So if you're planting a garden, you can actually map your garden and say the location of different species that you map and what you've put in. And so you can put in whether you've cultivated it or if it's a captive thing. So you could put that on your little tracker. And also you might want to select a project, and I'll show you how to add projects in a minute. Once you've done that, you can go back up to right here where it gives you suggestions, and you click this button and you can just click anything that you think it looks like. It's okay. The cool thing about Inaturalist is that a set of people in the subject matter will actually check your answer. And before it goes into any scientific data, it has to be approved by 2 people saying that yes, that observation is the correct one. The other cool thing is if you pick the wrong thing, it'll send you a little notice that says somebody put in a review of your observation to try to help you identify it, and they'll tell you what it is. Yes, there's a bit of delay. You might not know instantaneously what the thing is that you're looking at, but you might know in a couple days, which is kind of cool too. It's okay not to have instant gratification for everything. So this is how you add observations to Inaturalist. The next part is to pick some projects to be a part of. So let's talk about some of those projects. One of the projects that Girl Scouts is doing themselves is the Girl Scout Size Starter. So the Girl Scout Size Starter project is a pretty cool project that you guys can add into your project guides. And the neat thing about having a project guide is it actually helps you see things within a project itself. So the way you add a project is you go down to the bottom and you click More. Under More, it's going to open up Guides and Projects. You're going to load a project, and it's going to bring you to a search engine, and you can start to put in your search. The first one I would tell you to join is this Girl Scout Size Starter. Once you see it, you can click it. It'll say Add this project. You hit Yes, and you're good to go. Once it's in there, some projects you have to select in your observation. So I'm going to go back where it says down here Projects. Some projects you have to select. Other ones automatically add you. So you don't have to select a project. And I would say don't even touch the project button if you're not sure, because it typically chooses if something fits. For example, if you're a part of a project that only looks at bugs, it's only going to add a bug observation. If you observe a tree, it's not going to add a tree to that project. And that's all algorithm coding things that occur that have nothing to do with you. That has to do with the scientist who's looking for that data. So let's now talk about some other projects that we can take part in. This is a little bit more. So once you click the project and say that you want in, it tells you a quick description about the project. And this is the Girl Scouts special project. This is the Girl Scout Size Starter project that I suggest everybody joins up with, that they're partnering with Inaturalist to help us earn our Think Like Citizen Science badges. And here is their current page. Once you do join, it then can show you some of the stuff that's happening on their current page. And here's some of the observations that Girl Scouts have made. And once again, you don't have to know what anything is. You could just take a picture for the sake of seeing something cool and adding it. But you can also take a picture of something that you just want to make note of. It's okay if you do know what it is, because it's great for everybody involved to just see what's out there. It's called bio-blitzing. So on that note, let's talk about a special project. This is a BioBlitz project. If you have not joined, please join the project called City Nature Challenge. For this one has a very important special date. So this year is a very special year. 2020 is the 50th anniversary of celebrating Earth Day. So on April 22nd, we will be celebrating 50 years of Earth Day. On that note, because of that date, they're doing a City Natural Challenge. This is a BioBlitz challenge where you go out, you take a picture of as many cool things as you can and download it to Inaturalist. And they'd like you to do it between the dates of April 24th and April 27th. Now, there's a huge number of cities and locations that are taking part in this. And this little map down here shows you observations of the different places. If you happen to live up in our area, Fairfield County has a city challenge. It is being sponsored by the Maritime Aquarium in Norwalk. So please add this project and then get out anytime during April 24th through the 27th and take some pictures. Go on a little walk, nice safe social distancing. Go on a little social distancing walk, even if it's around your yard or through your windows at some pretty gardens, and make some photo observations and add them to Inaturalist. Take part in some citizen science. So this is one of these awesome things. The other neat thing about these city projects is they give you rankings and you can be like the best observer in your region, which is kind of fun. So that's one project. Project number 2 is very near and dear to my heart. This is one that I myself am working on, and this is pollinator pathways. Now, pollinator pathways is a big set of multiple projects, and if you would like to plant a pollinator garden, please look at pollinator/pathways.org for more information, and you can set up your own pollinator pathway garden, which is another great project for anybody who's working on a daisy journey that maybe has a garden, or anybody who's working on a different level journey that has a garden involved, wants to do a little something special for organisms that are struggling here in the United States, and so we're building a special habitat just for them. So this is pollinator pathways. If you look them up in your project search bar, they'll pop up. It has a little image like this, and it's called pollinator pathways. And if you just hit yes to that project, you're in. If you would like to join a specific project, this isn't for right now. This will start in the month of June, because June is pollinator month. It's the Pollinator BioBlitz for 2020, and you can add a specific project. So you can search this and add pollinator pathways, and that'll kind of add you to every project we're doing and let you know about future projects. And then if you want, you can add specifically Pollinator Pathways BioBlitz 2020, and this one lets you take pictures of insects. This one we're collecting data on native species and on insects, so it's a little bit of everything under the Pollinator Pathways general, where this one is specifically for the June BioBlitz. We want a specific month snapshot of different pollinators around the region. Some more projects. This one is the Global Amphibian BioBlitz. Frogwatch USA is not able to do training this year because of social distancing, and so we're not getting good numbers. And up here in Connecticut, we are already got our wood frogs out and about breeding and doing other things in our vernal pools, and they would love to see some of that information. And so if you would like to add yourselves to Global Amphibian BioBlitz and put that into your projects, they are collecting information on what's going on with the amphibian species this year digitally from a social distance. And this one also is being sponsored by all sorts of local and national places, so anybody can add that on. The next one is over here, and this is the Turtle Atlas. It's up here in the corner, Turtle Atlas, Turtle Atlas. If you happen to be in Fairfield County, this is one that's run by Bruce Museum in Greenwich, and they are trying to keep track of turtles all over, but most specifically turtles in Connecticut. So this is a Connecticut only, guys. But please do add as a project as well, so that if you snap a picture of a turtle, whether it be something intricate, something invasive, or something native and specific to a region. So those of you who want to take the pictures of all the snapping turtles that are laying little eggs in the mud piles on the sides of your yards, please do. Or if you happen to catch like a red-eared slider, a non-native in a pond, please also take a picture. That can all go into Turtle Atlas, Connecticut. So, this is the last little bit that I want to explain, and this is the SciStarter.org. So Girl Scouts has partnered up with SciStarter.org. SciStarter.org is just a nonprofit that works on collecting different community science activities that one can do. Girl Scouts suggests that one of the activities that you can do is make your own SciStarter page and set it up with a screen name. So this is your dashboard menu. You would sign in to this location up here, and you would make your own little screen name and your own little password. One of the things that you should do if you choose to partake in SciStarter is to scroll down under your dashboard and make sure that you add your Inaturalist username to connect those two projects. And then just as a little side note of one of the special Girl Scout projects that is on SciStarter is Project Tree, and this has to do with planting a tree in the month of April. So I just wanted to show you one of the special little things. The kind of nifty fun thing about SciStarter is they have little digital badges that you can earn for helping with different science projects, community science projects and data collection. And sometimes they have fun little data collection projects you can do, like Ant Picnic, which is something that you can look up on SciStarter. I don't need to explain it here, but it's kind of a cute, fun afternoon project that you can repeat a few times and make observation and take part of in some like one-off science observation activities. There's also a lot of other science activities on SciStarter that are not biology based. And so if you want to turn your eyes to the skies, they have those, and they have things with geography, geology, physics. There's physics activities, and then there's meteorology, so weather on there too. So you have some other options if biology is not your thing. On those notes, please enjoy some fabulous science time, make some amazing observations, and please, please, please join us in doing some citizen science. I'd love to see the data you guys collected. And please, if you're anywhere in the U.S. and you want to take part in Pollinator Pathways, like I said, it's near and dear to my heart. And we're doing a lot of work to try to expand all over the U.S. On that note, I hope everybody's having a safe, happy, and healthy social distancing. Happy April. Happy Citizen Science Month. Bye, my Girl Scouts.